Chief.
I want to recognize a few people that are with us today. Our 1st District Commander, Commander Otha Sandifer, 2nd District Commander, Commander Paul Noel, Assistant Commander Sandifer's Assistant Commander, Lieutenant Key Joseph, our Homicide Commander Sergeant Nicholas Gernon, Mr. Robert Desco representing Domino's Pizza. Today we're announcing that the New Orleans Police Department has arrested 2 juveniles in connection with the shooting death of 35-year-old Richard Yeager. Early Monday morning, 1st District officers responded to a call of a man down in the middle of the street in the 2800 block of St. Louis Street. When officers arrived, they found Yeager suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to his body. Yeager died at the scene. Detectives learned that Yeager was a Domino's Pizza delivery driver. He had just made a pizza delivery to a home in that area. Yeager's 2004 black Toyota Corolla went missing from that scene. Over the course of the investigation, detectives learned that a 16-year-old who was wearing an electronic monitoring device was in the area of the shooting at the time it occurred. As the investigation continued, detectives were also able to place the same juvenile with an electronic monitoring device at the scene of an armed robbery that happened last Saturday, September 20th at Newcomb Boulevard. According to the 50-year-old victim in that incident, she was approached by 3 African-American males as she pulled into her driveway and exited her vehicle. One of the suspects, who was armed, demanded the victim's purse and car keys. The victim screamed and the subject struck her with the weapon. As she fell to the ground, the suspects took her purse, her vehicle, a 2008 Volvo, silver in color. Shortly after the armed robbery occurred, 2nd District detectives located the vehicle in the Uptown Carrollton area. Based on the tracking history of the electronic monitoring device, detectives were able to connect the juvenile as one of the subjects in the armed robbery. Based on the evidence that placed the 16-year-old male at the scene of both crimes, police obtained a search warrant for the juvenile's house and located the teenager and 2 other juveniles at Pine and Forshey Streets. After a brief foot chase, police arrested the initial juvenile with the electronic monitoring device and the 2nd juvenile also wearing an electronic monitoring device, and they found Yeager's vehicle in the area. Over the course of the investigation, we learned both juvenile subjects were in the area at the time of the incident, which corroborates facts known to our detectives. Both teenagers are being charged with first-degree murder in this case. One of the teenagers is also being charged with armed robbery in relation to the 2nd District armed robbery. At this time, we cannot release the names of the subjects due to their status as juveniles. These subjects are an example of good, solid police work and incredible teamwork by members of the New Orleans Police Department. The men and women of the 1st and 2nd Districts, our homicide unit, our special operations division worked around the clock on this investigation, and they will continue to do so until everyone is brought to justice in this investigation. This investigation is far from over, and we still need the community's help to solve these cases. An innocent man lost his life because of the choices made by these individuals. It was a senseless crime, and it will not be tolerated. I urge anyone with information on these individuals to call us today, to call Crime Stoppers, and help us to get dangerous, violent criminals off the streets of New Orleans.
We'll grab a comment from Domino's and then come back to questions for the Chief.
Thank you, Chief. On behalf of Domino's Pizza, there's a lot of work to get to this podium today. And this group behind me, we worked collaboratively throughout the night, did not rest. And to receive that call today, as we were with the family, meant so much. And they didn't rest, we didn't rest, and our community is so much safer today. And we could have just a little bit of peace, and this is a big victory for the people standing here. And I'm just so proud to be part of the community. The residents where the unfortunate tragedy happened have been just great, and I want them to know that they could be at peace too. They can sit on their porch and not worry. And you know, we've been delivering pizzas here in this community for 33 years. We'll continue to do so for another 33 years. But the people like Richard Yeager, who come in to our company, trying to do the right thing, trying to make ends meet, working 2 jobs. It's family. Whether they work for us for an hour, a year, 20 years, this is our responsibility, and I'm just so proud from our RPM Pizza family and Domino's, that we were able to work together with this group here at the New Orleans Police Department to help bring these people to where they deserve to be today. Thank you.
Questions?
Chief, congratulations.
Thank you.
What were the two juveniles, why were they wearing the monitoring devices? What were they driving?
That's going to be part of the investigation, and we probably can't go into that right now. We're very satisfied that we were able to locate them, and we were able to use tracking information to put them at the scene of both of these crimes, or one of them at the scene of both crimes. So we're satisfied with the outcome.
Were they violent crimes, though? Can you at least say that they've been monitored for?
I believe their history indicates that they were violent offenses.
How do y'all feel about the monitoring program? I've heard police officers say we keep rearresting the same people over and over, putting our lives on the line for the same people out there.
We want to do our part. We want to make sure that members of the New Orleans Police Department, that we do our part and that we utilize the technology in the most effective and efficient way. Could the technology be improved? Absolutely. We just want to make sure that we do our part, and everything that we can do to improve the system, we're willing to do that.
Did Crime Stoppers money, the $7,500 from Domino's, have anything to do with it, or was it purely police work and the monitors that cracked this case?
This is a classic case of community involvement. Domino's Pizza, along with the work with the NOPD, these guys work tirelessly around the clock to help bring this to fruition. And so we're happy to say that this was a collaborative effort between Domino's Pizza, Crime Stoppers, and the NOPD. Going forward in the future, this is exactly what we're looking for from our community.
Now, again, those arrests were made this morning, or was it yesterday?
Yes.
They were made last night.
Do y'all have any clue what the motive was? Was it money for drugs? Was it to use the car in another crime? Or do you have a sense of what?
We could speculate about that. It appears to be that it could have been armed robbery turned into murder. But we don't really want to get into that. That's going to be a legal issue. What we can say is that we're happy today that these subjects were brought to justice, and we need the community's help to making sure everybody involved in all of these other crimes that we talked about today are also brought to justice.
Do you think there's more? When you said there's you know, you're still investigating, do you think there's more than two?
We talked about an armed robbery that happened last week. To my understanding, there are more subjects involved in that case, and so we still need the community's help as well.
But not this case.
It's an ongoing investigation, and as we go on, if more information comes to us, we'll be sure to bring that to you.
And I guess this is kind of playing off that question. You mentioned the situation uptown, the 15-year-old who was approached by one of these teens. A car was taken. This one, a car was taken. Are we kind of seeing a pattern, or are you looking into if they were part of a bigger ring of some sorts, perhaps?
It's a pattern regarding these two crimes. To our knowledge at this time, those two crimes are not related to any other crimes in the uptown and downtown area. But going forward through our investigation, if that information is revealed to us or comes to light, we're going to be sure to bring that to you.
Do they take the car to chop it up and sell, or do they take it to go commit another crime and then just dump it? What do people usually do?
Sometimes both. Some use it to joyride and commit other crimes, and some use it for profit, to sell parts for profit. It all depends. Different people use it for different reasons.
Chief, was there any indication that this victim was targeted because of his job? I know he didn't have a car topper from Domino's on his car, or was he just at the wrong place at the wrong time?
We don't know that he was targeted because of his job. We just don't know that at this time.
Were there cameras in the area or anything else to help with the investigation going forward?
I think those things may come out in the investigation. I don't have all of the facts about how many cameras were in the area, if there were they operational or not, but the investigation will produce that.
So you have an eyeball video of the crime happening at this point? Or can you say?
I can't say at this time.
Maybe ask Robert something, please?
Yes.
Robert, the family's in town.
Yes, sir.
What was their reaction when they heard that there was an arrest?
It's a tough question. Unless you're there, you can't express the emotion. But what I can tell you, meeting with the Yeager family, they're overwhelmed with the support and the work that was done. And just left them. We just left them and went through our next steps. And they're going to be in town for a few days. They, at this time, asked us to respect their privacy as they go through this process. So Obviously, they are completely devastated, but for this community, the NOPD and the media's help yesterday, helping us put this information out in a timely manner to bring these suspects to where they are today, meant the world to the Yeager family.
What do you say to the rest of your delivery drivers and the people who work for you who are out in the streets from now on?
You know, first I want to thank them, because a lot of people could just say, you know what, this isn't for me. And almost to a person, we're stronger by this, and we're not going to allow random acts of violence to stop us from doing what we've done, what we do. We're so involved in this community, not just delivering pizzas. I mean, we're here, we're not going anywhere, we're invested in the market, and this is a great part-time job for these people. Our job as a franchise is to provide them the proper training for safety, and in this case I can tell you that Richard Yeager followed all the standard policies and procedures. This was random, it was a carjacking, armed robbery gone bad, and he did everything that he was required to do to keep himself safe and the safety of others. So we still need to be aware every delivery we take, every order we take, and we'll do that because our people are number one. Their safety means everything to us, and that's what I'd like to tell you. And I want to thank our team. The people didn't sleep, and they've been making pizzas for hours. The support from the community, people coming in, bringing in donations. You know, just how can we help? Just calling in, how can we help? And I've had so many phone calls of support. It's been truly amazing, and that's the same sentiments that the family has this morning.
How much so far? Because I know you have the proceeds for the next week. You said donations are coming in for the Yeager family. How much? You have a
Oh,
sense
I
of-
can't even tell you. I mean, there's so many friends I've made the last 24 to 48 hours, but what I can tell you as far as Domino's Pizza is concerned, we did put up a $7,500 reward for the information leading to the arrest and conviction of the individual or individuals at the time who did this. So that's still out there pending the investigation. NOPD will release that information. You know, the proceeds, if you order Domino's Pizza from our store at 402 North Carrollton this week, half of our sales are going to go straight to the family to help with unexpected costs. So, like I said, meeting with them today, they just can't believe what this community is doing for their family, and that says a lot about our community, Domino's Pizza here in our community, and the New Orleans Police Department.
It's the mom and dad, or is it more?
I prefer not to say
Okay.
at this time.
Are they going to take their son's remains back to Tennessee for burial, or are they going to?
I prefer to let them.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.